Track and field fans, the reason why you're here, all right? Yohan Blake, Athletic Weekly caught up with Yohan Blake and asked him a few questions. One of them was about Fred Kerley, the former 400-meter runaway, turned 100.
Yeah, man.
Um,
100
and
meter, yeah, man.
yeah, man,
And did pretty well there, getting a silver medal.
yeah. See what I mean? So, when asked about Fred, he said Yohan basically says he thinks he can go faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to run through a little article or some parts of it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You know what I mean? Everybody already know who Yohan Blake is. Everybody who's watching this channel. We don't need to remind you. Even though things aren't going great right now, his place is already cemented in history. That's a fact. You don't have to love it, but you just have to live with it, right? All right. So it says recently Blake gave an interview for Athletic Weekly where he believed Kerley could produce much faster times in the future. All right. He said he's got talent in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 400 meters. I'm really happy for him, and I think he can go a lot faster. I don't think he needs to change his technique. All right. Now, it says Kerley now coming from the 400 meters. The kind of pedigree you're talking about at the 400 meters. He has the 8th fastest time in the 400. All right, with 43.64. I did that in 2019 at the USA Track and Field Outdoor Championships. So a serious 400 runner. All right. So it goes on to say the fact that Kerley competes in the 100, 200, and 400 meter categories augurs well for him in the future. Whether he can win the elusive Olympic gold in the 2024 Paris Olympics, only time will tell. So we can stop there now and start discuss. Big up Yohan.
It kind of reminds me of Usain. Wasn't Usain running 400 in his earlier years?
Exactly. And he's kind of built big, like you're saying. You understand?
Like you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar to like how
very interesting.
That 400 meter runner body. You know what I mean? A lot of times it seems recently like it translates well to the sprints. We also see Christine Mboma benefiting from that extra strength coming from like a longer distance sprint or even a middle distance event. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man. The landscape is definitely changing from that running back builds that you'd see like a Yohan Blake, like you'd see Gatlin with that kind of stocky. Even Asafa Powell wasn't a traditional sprinter body roll.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Look like we're going to a more leaner figure.
Yeah, man. These guys are still big and muscular guys. If you see even Usain Bolt in person, you don't really.
Yeah, no, they're athletic. You know, for sure.
Usain is as big as a basketball player. You wouldn't think he's as big as he is, but he's really a big guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Similar with Kerley. And then in the length of the stride and the fast turnover, it can only benefit you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I would agree with Yohan on most parts of this, but I would think he needs to improve his technique.
Why would you say that?
Because you always need to improve. Even when you're the best, you're beating everybody. There's still room for improvement. You can never say there's no need.
I don't think what Yohan is saying is no, I don't think he's saying there's no need not to improve. I think what he's saying is that the basics, the core technique is there.
Yeah.
It's just about delivering the consistency with the core technique. I think what Yohan was really trying to dial in right there when he said he doesn't need to change his technique. That's what I'm thinking. Not saying that he doesn't need to improve, but he's saying his basic craft is good. He just needs to continue to master it.
Yeah, if you interpret it that way, I can see what you're saying. I kind of interpret it like he doesn't have to change a thing. But I guess when at the end of the day, we're both going to the same thing. Improvements can always be made. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It might not be major improvements. Yeah, it might not be major improvements need to be made, but you can always improve on what you are or what you do. You know what I mean?
Remember,
So yeah,
the
guys.
Japanese have a whole philosophy on improvement,
Yeah.
continuous improvement called Kaizen. So, it's all about trying to get better in every little way. Every little way.
All right. Tell them what name.
Kaizen.
All right.
Kaizen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Um. No. In closing, it's not always knives out and swords out when it comes to track and field, right? You can see Johan Blake reaching across the country lines and bigging up Fred Kerley. I would like to see it. You know what I mean? Good athletes
Yeah.
recognizing each other's strengths and giving each other's props. That's good.
Game recognizes game.
Yeah, you know what I mean? All right, guys. Big up yourself. Thank you for watching us. Remember, like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. All right?